Guys, what I want to talk about now is about Riot Games and how they've revealed the esports manager for League of Legends. This is something that's really exciting. But Riot Games reveals League of Legends esports manager coming to the League Pro League in 2020. It will eventually expand into other regions after the LPL. This was written, guys, as an article that was written by Dot Esports by Eva Martinello. And we're going to go through some of it, guys. I'm excited about it. They kind of go through everything that was announced at Riot Games, which I know we've already kind of covered some of it, giving you guys some of my opinion on it. But we'll go through some of the things, especially, of course, the LOL Esports Manager. Riot revealed an upcoming simulation game on its 10-year anniversary event. LOL Esports Manager will allow players to create and manage top-tier esports teams. It will be launched in the LPL next season, will eventually expand into other regional league afterwards. So players will have the experience of creating a team made of professional LPL players and running it by taking game-changing decisions. A feature will allow them to compete with friends to know who has the best team. This game is different than other esports teams simulation games that exist because it will be directly linked to real esports organization and will be used as a monetization tool for them. Part of the revenues generated by the LOL Esports Manager will go back to the teams implemented in the game, offering a new way for fans to support the ecosystem. No information were revealed yet about the price of the game nor its features. So, okay. You want to know what this reminds me of, guys? This is, okay, obviously it's a game, but this reminds me of like fantasy football or something. This kind of reminds me of something like that. I don't know if it's going to be structured like a fantasy football, fantasy basketball, something like that, but that's what this reminded me of, was the LOL Esports Manager is fantasy football. It's fantasy. It's really fantasy League of Legends. I mean, that's what it is, in my opinion. That's what this seems like. It's like that. And it's all based around, how the players perform in the LPL or, just by playing tournaments, whatever it might be. That would be really interesting. We haven't seen anything like that in esports, guys. A fantasy esports game. That if it's kind of what, that's my vision for it, but if that's what this is, man, they got something big on their hands, because obviously League of Legends is a huge game. It's pretty much the biggest game in the world, right? But on top of that, you're adding an esports manager to kind of track, and you can maybe trade players, or you can draft players like onto your league, like when the season first starts and such. And then you can maybe, trade players. You can, have an entire squad. I mean, the absolute possibilities are endless with something like that. And that's what I'm excited about with the LOL Esports Manager. Do you guys think of it as would you guys think of this as a fantasy? Like a fantasy League of Legends game that's coming out. That's what I'm kind of wondering. Is it kind of like something where it's going to be a way in which we can, we can obviously get more in touch with what the players are doing, but it's by drafting them. It's by trading those players, really seeing the statistics of each player. Those are things that I think are going to be really interesting as we go through here. I don't know, though. I mean, you guys are going to have to let me know what you guys think about that, because that's something that would be very interesting to me, at least, if this becomes the very first esports fantasy league. Let's just put it that way. And I think that's very well what Riot Games really might be doing at this point. I mean, it certainly could be. It could be the next big thing. I mean, really. And I'm excited about that, without a doubt. Okay, so the next thing, guys, here is Riot Games reveals huge map and gameplay changes for next league season. Dragons are more impactful than ever before. This was written by Tyler Esguerra. And it reads, if you have been keeping up with the big updates that Riot Games will be sending to League of Legends, you'll know that the game will be undergoing some massive changes ahead of the 2020 season. One big change Riot has introduced is that the next preseason will be called Rise of the Elementals, and with it comes huge sweeping changes to the Summoner's Rift. The new Elemental Rift system will alter how every player will traverse the map as their team takes down the various dragons in the game. As teams take down elemental dragons, one element will begin to take over the rift and permanently alter the map as a result. Each elemental rift will impact team fights, rotations, vision, health, and more. For example, infernal dragon takeovers will destroy certain walls and burn certain brushes around the map. Mountain dragons will create new terrain around the map to play around, while ocean dragons will make brushes grow larger and honey fruit plants will spawn more fruits to eat. Cloud dragons will turn certain pathways into wind tunnels, which will allow players to move quickly across the map. Lastly, Elder Dragon will give a ton of late game power to a team that manages to take it down. For example, the dragon now grants an execute to the empowered team that will kill any enemies under a certain health threshold. Smaller additions to the map include new alcoves in the top and bottom lanes, while there are some new brushes near the Blue Bluff River entrances. Look out for Riot's newest developers blog post to see all the details surrounding the map changes for 2020. So this is exciting, guys. I don't have much of a opinion on this. I mean, I'm just excited that they're constantly updating, constantly trying to make the game better, and that's the best part about this. That's what the most exciting thing, in my opinion, about it is that they are consistently going to be changing the map, making it better, trying to kind of adjust things, do little patches here and there, trying to fiddle around with constantly trying to just make the map better, making the meta better, and just trying to change the way in which we approach League of Legends. And I think it's a very smart thing, and I'm excited to see what the future map looks like as far as, with all those changes when they're implemented in 2020.